What's up, everybody? Tim Anderson here, aka Renfail, and it looks like Kobold Press has finally moved beyond playtesting for Project Black Flag and are officially moving towards a new Kickstarter for a pair of products that revolve around something called Tales of the Valiant. So we can scroll down here a little bit. Here it looks like it says, "Be bold, be brave, be valiant." Tales of the Valiant is a core fantasy role-playing game that builds on the Creative Commons foundation of 5th edition. Project Black Flag has taken bold steps to keep 5th edition vibrant in this evolving industry. Since January, Kobold Press and the growing 5th edition community have worked together to create an open, independent version of 5th edition. Today we reveal the name of the bold future for Kobold Press. We are writing Tales of the Valiant now. When it's done, it will be released on the new Core Fantasy Roleplaying rules. And if you're just joining us, Kobold Press is committed to releasing Core Fantasy Roleplaying to everyone under an open, perpetual, and irrevocable license like the SRD, but more thorough. Now, they don't actually mention what they're talking about here in terms of the license, but given that Kobold Press is a part of the Open Roleplay Alliance that is spearheaded by Paizo, the ORC, I would imagine that's what they're referring to, but they don't actually state it here, which actually has me a little bit curious. Why would you not refer to that? Why would you not mention that specifically? Or are they leaving themselves an out if they don't like the final language of the ORC and choose to do something on their own? I don't know. But given that they've been sort of spearheading that movement and have been a big part of that, I would assume that's what they're referring to, but it's not specifically mentioned in this press release. So that might be worth noting. I think it's just something that's, worth pointing out. It says the Tales of Valiant, I keep wanting to call it Tears of Valiant. It's the Tales of the Valiant rules will be available in 2 books, The Player's Guide and Monster Vault. The Player's Guide will include 13 base classes, lineages, and heritages from classic fantasy role-playing, and the rules you need to play or GM all between 2 covers. The Monster Vault includes every dungeon crawling and fire-belching fantasy creature you need to craft compelling fantasy encounters, and that's only a start. Tales of the Valiant goes to Kickstarter in May 2023 and ships to backers in 2024. During development, Kickstarter backers will get an inside track with 2 additional sets of playtest materials. Sign up now to be notified when the Kickstarter launches and become one of the Valiant. Now, I have been somewhat critical of the whole Project Black Flag thing because it is obviously it's like and they mention this a lot throughout this press release. It is a 5th edition variant. It's the evolution of 5th edition. Once the SRD went out into the wild and it became part of the Creative Commons, companies like Kobold Press have been taking that initiative and building new things with it. That's all well and good for those of you who love 5th edition. I personally do love 5th edition, but I also have my own homebrew stuff that I've done with 5th edition that are just fine for me, and I don't personally need another version of 5th edition to, you know, play. There's already 5th edition out there. And if I want something different, I'm going to be looking towards things like 2nd edition Pathfinder. Or, as an example, I've been playing through Starfinder and learning Starfinder. We just kicked off our Starfinder actual play series a couple of weeks ago. We play on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Central for those of you who want to tune into those here on my channel. And I really like Starfinder. I've really been having a lot of fun with that rule set, learning that world and everything else. And I'm also really keen on continuing to learn more about Pathfinder 2.0 because I find that rule set is way more. I think the word people use is crunchy, and I like that. And I know one of the criticisms that Kobold Press has taken for Black Flag is that it's kind of like, well, it's not really enough. It's just more 5th edition with your own spin on things. But that's fine. I think that given the fact that Kobold Press has made its, bread and butter over the past however many years they've been in business, decade or so, working with 5th edition supplement materials and everything else. So kudos to them. I'm just speaking for the purpose of laying out everything that people have said in the past and the criticisms and everything else. I think it's a good initiative. I think it's interesting what they're doing. And I think that we're going to see some really fun stuff come out of this. I don't know that I'm personally going to back the Kickstarter because for me personally, I'm not really into 5th edition right now because I'm so hip deep in Starfinder and Pathfinder, and I already know 5th edition, and I've already used 5th edition for a long time, so it's not that big of a deal to me. But I think it's newsworthy. I wanted to put it out there for those of you who've been following along. If you haven't been doing the playtests with Project Black Flag, you can go over to Kobold Press's website. They wrapped up playtesting recently, and this is the next initiative for this. And as they mention here in the press release for Tales of the Valiant, that it says here, goes to Kickstarter in May 2023, ships to backers 2024. It says during development, Kickstarter backers will get an inside track with 2 additional sets of playtest material. So it sounds like they've got a pretty firm idea of where they're going with this, what they've already done with the playtest, but they will be doing a couple of additional playtests moving forwards. So for those of you who want more information about this, go to talesofthevaliant.com. I'm going to drop the link to this down in the description text below, so those of you who want can go find more information about this. If you have more information that you'd like to drop in the comments below, please do so. Now, like, subscribe, hit that bell icon if you haven't already done so. Please support if you can. Super chats, super thanks, memberships here on the channel. Over on our Patreon page, there is a Discord for those who want to hang out with us and game with us. And until next time, everybody, stay safe and happy gaming.